Good afternoon, and welcome to the 35th anniversary celebration of the Tyler Prize for Environmental Achievement. I'm Linda Duguay, and it has been my very great privilege to serve as the executive director of the Tyler Prize for the last 8 years. It's been my great honor to stand here and introduce to you this year's truly outstanding 2008 Tyler Laureates. Professor Harold Mooney, who's the Professor Harold Mooney, I'm so confused. I'm Stanford. I know they keep moving around. What? These guys have gotten me so confused. But Professor Harold Mooney, who's sitting here on the end, of Stanford University, and Professor James Galloway from the University of Virginia. They've been recognized by the Tyler Committee jointly for their contributions to Earth system science through their research on local and global biogeochemical processes as modified by human impact and alerting the international community to the environmental consequences of these modifications. They are truly distinguished scientists as well as important spokespersons for the environment. They have in recent years worked together on a number of problems and issues which we will hear about in their lectures today. But before I formally introduce them and call them up to the podium to speak to you, I'd like to acknowledge a number of members of the Tyler Prize Executive Committee who are here with us today. The committee members, just ask you to maybe stand and be recognized. We have with us today Owen Lin, who's from Baylor University. Owen is the chair of the committee. Owen's a founding member of the committee. He's been here with the Tyler Prize for its entire history, and is just a delight to work with. Our two newest members are Rosina Beerbaum from the School of Natural Resources at the University of Michigan, who unfortunately was delayed by the airline crisis, so she's on her way. She supposedly arrived in LA a little late, but fortunately she's the only one who was delayed. Dr. Jonathan Samet from the Bloomsburg School of Public Health at Johns Hopkins University is with us. And we also have with us Professor Arturo Gomez-Pompa, who is a 1994 Tyler Laureate. He's now retired from the University of California at Riverside. But like all of the executive committee members, he's still very active, and he's actually working very hard at the University of Veracruz in Mexico. We also have with us today Neil Sullivan, who's here at the University of Southern California in the Marine Environmental Biology Group. Several members of the committee were unfortunately unable to join us, but I'd just like to acknowledge them. Robert Frosch from the Kennedy School of Government at Harvard University. Bob's actually in Boulder today. It seems that he's celebrating the 50th anniversary of NASA, and it's the first time they have all of the NASA administrators together for the first time. So he was unfortunately unable to join us. And we also have Ralph Mitchell, who's the Gordon McKay Professor of Applied Sciences at Harvard University. He's unable to join us today as well. And Judith McDowell from the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. She unfortunately had a bad accident on Monday and is unable to join us, as well as Sherry Rowland, who is the 83 Tyler Laureate and also a 95 Nobel Laureate. And Sherry's at the University of California, Irvine. So it's a really wonderful group to work with, extremely distinguished and extremely hardworking. They're very dedicated, and they really have a very difficult task each year to sort out the large number of outstanding nomination files we received. Hal was asking me how many we get, and it actually is a very significant number, and our nominations are active for a 3-year period, so it's quite a big group that they have to select from every year, and they truly do an outstanding job in picking worthy recipients, as I think you'll see from this year's laureates. We also have a large number of family members and colleagues for both of our laureates who have come to celebrate with them. And I'm not going to name you all because we'd be here all day, but we welcome to all of you. And I just wanted to take one last minute to recognize my administrative assistant, Ruth Dudas, whom I've lost, for all her hard work that she's done this year to support me in the Tyler Prize. And I would like to acknowledge the work of Susan Anderson. Susan's been my administrative coordinator for the Tyler Prize for the last 8 years, and has now joined the is now serving as the coordinator for the International Moon Conference Center at our Wrigley Marine Science Center on Santa Catalina Island. So it's sad to have Susan leave us, but she's moving on to, I guess, different opportunities, as we all sometimes do.